I think we should start focusing over the concept of creativity and the meaning this word has assumed over the years. We all understand that we live in a hectic society, and we all agree that communication has become impoverished over time. So, the term creativity has lost most of its power, and it is often considered as a good ingredient for any everyday recipe. This is a very marketing-related thing. I would like to use the words of Enzo Mari. Enzo Mari was a master of Italian design. But in addition to being a designer, he was above all the little-haired conscience of designers, as Alessandro Mendini said of him. So, he used to say there is no word today more obscene, more unhealthy than creativity. Quite obviously, we need to go more in depth in order to overcome such a judgment. Maybe back to the origins. In the days of classical Greece, creativity was in charge of the Muses. The 9 daughters of Zeus and Mnemosyne, they embodied the supreme ideals of art. The worship often linked them to the god Dionysus. Through the contemplation of the beauties of nature, they also bestowed enthusiasm or ecstasy, much like that at the center of the Dionysian mystical cults. It is to a bad copy of this context, in my view, that an impoverished, a trivialized notion of creativity leads back. That one of a condition that exists a priori, ungovernable and beyond our control, which, at the same time, all of us can access in a moment of grace. As designers, on the contrary, we believe that creativity is a condition of design. Vittorio Gregotti was an Italian architect, a profound theorist, but certainly not definable as a creative in the current meaning. I would like to use Gregotti's words in defining creativity as the ability for modification in a critical and conscious way, marking the difference between creativity as novelty per se versus design ability. Back to museums, we all recognize that museums have gone through profound changes in recent years, and the very changes in the International Council of Museums definition reflect this. Precisely in the light of these changes, when speaking of museums and creativity, I believe that one critical area is that of intangible assets, for example, Museum of Memory. And being a designer, I would like to talk through design. Trieste is the northernmost port on the Mediterranean Sea, a trade city at the crosspoint of east and west and north and south. It was the main port of Habsburg Empire in the 19th century. Here, working on the project for a new museum in the old docks, we were confronted with the need to present some basic concepts, all related to memory. Places, men, labor, goods, travel. We had to keep trace of all this through design. So the original contents of the warehouses are recalled in a typographic installation of one wall: spanners, bolts, rollers, and hooks. And through words and letters, the memory takes us back to the original material nature. The installation counts 750 letters, 1,500 screws, and so on. Outside the museum, a buffer zone is marked by mooring bollards and more typographic installation. An archive search enabled us to find the boarding calls, daily bulletins of crew add-ons needed by departing ships. At 7 a.m. a seaman would read the bulletin in order to report to the officers at 10 a.m. and to embark on a month-long voyage at 1 p.m. Of the lives of these men we wanted to give an account. So in conclusion, my proposal is to consider creativity in a broader context as a tool that has to be supported by knowledge and culture. Thank you.